What's up, Cowboys Nation and football fans across the league? Buckle up, because today we've got a story that had the NFL world buzzing with rumors, speculation, and pure adrenaline. At the heart of the drama, Haason Reddick, one of the league's most ferocious pass rushers, and the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, who were believed to be deep in the trade sweepstakes for him. For weeks, reports and fan pages were lighting up with chatter that Reddick was on his way to Dallas, that the Cowboys were finally making that aggressive move to pair another elite pass rusher alongside Micah Parsons, and possibly even replace or rotate with DeMarcus Lawrence. The narrative was exciting, it was juicy, and it had fans dreaming about what this already dangerous Dallas defense could become if they landed Reddick. The rumor mill exploded after Reddick reportedly expressed frustration with his contract situation and his role on his previous team, making it clear he wanted either a pay raise or a fresh start elsewhere. And with the Cowboys sitting on cap space and playoff dreams, many thought they'd pull the trigger. But before we dive into what actually happened, let's talk about who Haason Reddick is and why his name being associated with the Cowboys sent shockwaves through the NFL. Reddick has been one of the most consistent and underrated edge rushers in the league over the past few years. With multiple double-digit sack seasons under his belt, he's not just productive, he's a game-wrecker. A former first-round pick, he started his career slowly but blossomed into a nightmare for quarterbacks once he was allowed to rush the passer full-time. He has elite bend, top-tier closing speed, and an engine that doesn't quit. He was instrumental in helping the Philadelphia Eagles reach the Super Bowl a couple of years ago and has since become one of the most sought-after defensive playmakers whenever there's a whisper of availability. So naturally, when rumors started swirling that Reddick might be on the move, teams with championship aspirations or those needing to shore up the pass rush started dialing. Among them, the Cowboys were frequently mentioned as a top destination. Now, let's talk about what actually happened. Despite all the social media buzz, all the fan-made Photoshop images of Reddick in a Cowboys uniform, and even some so-called insider accounts claiming a deal was imminent, the trade that actually materialized had nothing to do with the Cowboys. That's right, in a surprising turn, it was the New York Jets who pulled the trigger and acquired Haason Reddick, sending shockwaves not just through the NFC East but the entire AFC. The trade details were pretty straightforward. The Jets gave up a conditional third-round pick that could become a second-rounder based on performance benchmarks. At first glance, that price didn't seem too steep for a guy of Reddick's caliber, which led a lot of Cowboys fans to wonder why didn't Dallas make that deal? Why let a pass rusher that impactful slip through their fingers, especially when the cost didn't seem outrageous? To answer that, we need to take a look at the Cowboys' current situation. First, let's not ignore the fact that they do have star power on defense. Micah Parsons is a generational talent. He's fast, smart, versatile, and he can play linebacker or edge with equal dominance. Then there's DeMarcus Lawrence, the veteran leader who's still producing at a high level. Plus, they've got depth guys like Durance Armstrong, Sam Williams, and Dante Fowler Jr. who all flash from time to time. So from a front office perspective, maybe the thought was, why give up draft capital and take on a hefty contract when we already have strength in this area? And speaking of the contract, there's no denying that Reddick wasn't just looking for a new team. He was looking for a pay raise, or at the very least, some long-term financial security. The Cowboys, known for their somewhat conservative approach to mid-season trades and their habit of building through the draft, probably weighed the financial implications and opted to stay the course. They've also got some big extensions coming up. CeeDee Lamb is due. Micah Parsons will command a monster deal soon, and there's still the ongoing saga with Dak Prescott's future. So while the idea of landing Reddick was exciting, maybe it just wasn't the right time or the right price. But the optics? The optics were tough for Dallas fans to swallow. Seeing a rival team, the New York Jets, a franchise that has been aggressively pursuing talent to support their win-now mentality with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, snatch Reddick with what seemed like a manageable deal was frustrating. It felt like another opportunity missed, another moment where the Cowboys could have gone all in but instead stood pat. And if Reddick goes on to have a monster season in New York, Cowboys Twitter is going to be full of what-if posts all year long. Now, let's talk about the aftermath. Reddick's move to the Jets hasn't been entirely smooth. There were reports that he wasn't fully satisfied with the role he was being asked to play, and at one point, he even held out of training camp activities, seeking more guarantees or a restructured deal. That raised some eyebrows and led to speculation that the Jets might flip him again. And guess what? That reignited Cowboys rumors again. Suddenly, people were saying, he's still available. Dallas can still swoop in and fix this. But again, nothing materialized. Reddick stayed with the Jets through the season, eventually worked out the issues, and put together another solid campaign, though not quite at the all-pro level he had shown in Philly. He still managed to rack up sacks, disrupt the pocket, and help anchor a very talented Jets defense. And then, just when people thought the dust had settled, another twist. After his one-year stint with the Jets, Reddick hit free agency and signed a new deal, not with the Cowboys, not with the Eagles again, and not with the Jets but with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's right, as of now, Haason Reddick is a Buccaneer. Tampa saw the opportunity to add a veteran pass rusher to their already gritty defense and wasted no time locking him down. So once again, the Cowboys watched from the sidelines while another contender got better. Now, I know what a lot of Cowboys fans are thinking. It's the same old story, right? Sitting on resources, having cap flexibility, knowing there are opportunities to improve, but hesitating at the big moment. It's frustrating, especially when you consider that this team has Super Bowl talent and desperately needs to maximize the championship window before key pieces get expensive or older. But at the same time, you've got to see both sides. Reddick, while elite, came with baggage contract drama, potential scheme fit questions, and a history of requesting trades. The Cowboys have a strong locker room culture, and the front office may have simply felt that disrupting that balance wasn't worth the potential upside. So where does this leave us now? The reality is, Haason Reddick never became a Cowboy, despite all the fan-made hype and social media fantasies. He's moved on, and the Cowboys have committed to their core. Whether that decision will prove wise or short-sighted remains to be seen. If Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence stay healthy and dominate, nobody will remember the missed Reddick opportunity. But if the pass rush falters, if injuries strike, and if the defense loses its bite late in the season, this trade that never was will be one of the biggest what-ifs of the Cowboys' 2025 campaign. And fans will rightfully ask why Jerry Jones in the front office didn't pounce when the chance was there. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think the Cowboys should have gone all in for Haason Reddick? Was this a missed opportunity that could haunt them in the playoffs? Or was the front office smart to avoid a potentially volatile player and preserve their draft capital for future stars? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you liked this video, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our Cowboys news, trade breakdowns, or player analysis. We keep it real here, and we always bring you the facts without the fluff. Until next time, stay strong, stay loyal, and remember, Cowboys Nation rides together, win or lose. I'll see you in the next one.